Our today's topic is Turiya. Our today's topic is Turiya. In class number 22, means previous class of last class. Today is 24th, 22nd class. We talked about Upadhi. Upadhi means conditioning. And there we saw that when it is individual Upadhi, then we call it Jiva. And that Jiva may come in any form. The Jiva may be a human being, or a dog, or a tree, or an insect, or anything else, or a paddy grain, anything else. Jiva may come in any form. So, what is that? But we also saw the concept of jiva is actually a notion, it is not there. And when it is collective upadhi, when it is collective gross upadhi, we call it universe. And collective subtle upadhi, we called Ishvara. And all the upadhis should be negated. Upanishad says, Veda says, and after negation of all conditionings, what remain? That is only consciousness, absolute, that is knowledge absolute, that is bliss absolute, Satchidananda. So today we will discuss about Turiya. So we talked in the last class about Akash. What we discussed now that Akash or space, when we suppose we purchase a pot and we tell, oh, the pot space is big. So that pot space we loosely tell, and it is a notion only because the total space, that space we see, infinite, that accommodates everything. What is Akash? The etymological definition of Akash in Sanskrit, Asamantat Kashate iti Akash, which accommodates everything else that we called Akash. But in between, we say pot space, glass space, and also many space. My room space, room is very spacious. So these are all notion only. There is only one Akash. Maybe that Akash, it is reflected in the reflected in the drop of water or reflected in the whole lake. The Akash is same. The space is same, partless. That Akash is infinite, eternal, and untouched by any limitations. The Akasha, limited by upadhis or conditioning, cannot exist without the finite Akasha. Uh, Likewise, there is an infinite consciousness of which the consciousness limited by the collective Maya, namely Ishvara or collective God or creator God or sustainer God or destroyer God, that is Maya. The Jiva are only parts of that aspect. This infinite or pure consciousness is eternal and untouched by any limitation of the phenomenal world. The consciousness limited by the upadhis or conditionings of the collective and the individual Maya cannot exist without the infinite consciousness. Suppose in a picture we are painting. What we are painting? There is a, in our childhood painting, you just remember what we learned first. There is a mountain like this. There is a coconut tree. Then there is a heart. And above there is sky. We painted blue. And there is a sun, orange. And we like that. Do like that. So that Akasha is also Akasha. But this is conditioning. And this is on the painting of the on the canvas. If the canvas is not there, we can't paint. So that ultimate consciousness is the substratum of everything else. Clear? So the thing is, this infinite consciousness is called Turiya, the fourth. It is Brahman or transcendental consciousness, inexplicable through words and incomprehensible to thought, the unrelated substratum of the collective and the individual ignorance, and also of Ishvara and Jiva. It is ultimate reality which Vedanta describes only by its well-known negative method of Brihadaranya Upanishad, Neti Neti. In many books not authored by such Acharya who are having that parampara teachings, traditional teachings who don't have, they use the terminology Turiya Avastha. He has attained the Turiya state. Turiya is not any state of mind, any avastha. Loosely people say Turiya avastha. Because if it is any avastha, there is downfall upward, there should be some changes. Mandukya Upanishad in seventh mantra, it speaks about Turiya. What is the mantra? Nantaf prajnam Navahish prajnam no bhayataya prajnam na prajnana ghanam na prajnam na prajnam adrishtam avyavaharyam agrahyam alakshanam achintyam अव्ययम अव्यपदेश्यम एकात्म प्रत्यय सारम प्रपंचोपशमम शांतं शिवम अद्वैतम चतुर्थम मन्यन्ते स आत्मा सविज्ञेयः. Suppose a couple after marriage, before marriage maybe, I don't know, they made family planning that we will have 4 children. But for a long time, they were childless. After long years, they got a baby and they named it fourth. Fourth doesn't mean that they are having 4 children. Fourth means fourth. किसी का बच्चा का नाम हो सकता है ना चतुर्थम. चतुर्थम का मतलब ये नहीं कि वो चौथा बच्चा है. Name is name. In that Turiya, people say Chaturtha Avastha. So it is Chaturtha means not fourth state. Its name is fourth. Why fourth? We will discuss today. So what is that Mandukya mantra says? That Turiya is not that which is conscious of the inner or subjective world, nor that which is conscious of the outer or objective world, nor that which is a mass consciousness, nor that which is a simple consciousness, nor that which is unconsciousness. Nantah pragnam, na vahish pragnam, no bhatayaf pragnam. It is unperceived by any sense organ. It is incomprehensible to the mind. It is unrelated to any object. It is uninferable. It is unthinkable. It is indescribable. It is essentially of the nature of consciousness, constituting the self alone, and it is the negation of all phenomena. It is Shantam, peace, bliss, and one without a second. This is known as Turiya, the fourth. This is Atma, and it has to be realized. Sa Atma, sa Vigneya. It has to be realized. Though the word Turiya means literally, literal meaning, in previous text also we discussed that one is literal meaning, one is comprehensive meaning or embedded meaning. Vachyartha and Lakshyartha. So the Vachyartha of Turiya or literal meaning of Turiya is fourth. Yet it has no numerical significance because just we discussed about the seventh mantra of Mandukya Upanishad that it has no connection with anything else, what we thought of. So, it is the absolute, it is called the fourth in relation to the three states of consciousness. What are they? Waking, dream, and deep sleep or dreamless sleep, which belong to Maya and are absent in Brahman. Turiya is the unrelated witness of three states. It has no connection with Jagrat, Swapna, Susupti. Those are the states of Maya. But if we think that these three avasthas, my Jagrat, my waking state is real, my dream state is real, my dreamless sleep is real, then in relation with the relationship with those three states where I am deeply involved and associated and attached with, in that respect, Turiya is the fourth. But there is no connection with Turiya and Jagrat Swapna Sushupti. They are Maya. Turiya is one and only, always present, omnipresent. Anadi, there is no beginning. Ananta, there is no end. The great Bhagavan Shankaracharya ji thus invokes Turiya at the commencement of his commentary on the Mandukya Upanishad. What he says, I bow down to that Brahman which, after having enjoyed during the waking state all gross objects by pervading the entire universe with the omnipresent rays of its immutable consciousness, embracing the entire varieties of movable and immovable objects, which again, after having digested, as it were, that is to say, experienced within in the dream state, all the varieties of objects produced by desires and brought into existence by the mind enjoys bliss in deep sleep or dreamless sleep. You know, the dream we have discussed in our previous text definitions of Vedanta, that what we think it is real in our waking state, we make khichdi in our dream. We think that we have purchased a bus and we are driving. Oh, it's a very rough driving because I am driving on Pacific Ocean. Then you can ask me, how is it possible? How you can tell all those things? Yes, maybe driving in Pacific Ocean is not possible. But we tell that we make khichdi in dream. We know Pacific Ocean, we know bus, we know driving, and in dream come together. I am flying like a bird. So I have seen flying. I consider myself real, and I dream all those days. If I would become a bird, I could fly in the infinite sky. No visa is required. So all those things I give importance in our waking state and make a jumble khichdi in dream state. So the thing is, we make us experience that bliss through Maya, which further is designated in terms of Maya as the fourth Turiya, and which is supreme, immortal, and changeless. May that Turiya, which having identified itself through Maya with the manifold gross objects of enjoyment through ignorance and attachment, which again during the dream state experiences being illumined by its own light. The subtle objects of enjoyment, objects that are brought into existence by its own internal organ, and which lastly, in dreamless sleep, withdraws all objects, subtle as well as gross, into itself, and thus becomes free from all distinction and differences. May that Turiya, which is ever devoid of attributes, protect us. So the thing is, there is a fruit or red fruit in the valley of Kashmir. We name it apple or apple or shell. We pluck it, we purchase it, we eat it, or we dream it. Apple doesn't know that I am called by apple by a lot of people. He knows an apple. So, likewise, our waking state and dream state, there is no connection with the Turiya. Turiya is never ever affected by anything else. After knowledge of Turiya, when we are established in that knowledge, after having a lot of sadhana chatushtaya, the fourfold qualification, what will happen if we know what is Turiya? What will happen when we will be practiced and established in this knowledge? From us, the fear will go off. Suppose a child requested his father that I have heard from my friend that he went to a movie hall, movie theater with his dad. What is movie, oh my beloved dad? I wanna watch. Please take me there. So dad told, oh my son, on Sunday. But the son told, no. I will be very much insulted. I was enough insulted today when I told I don't know what is a movie theater. When all my friends discussed among themselves. I don't want to be more insulted tomorrow, today itself. Then father told, okay, I have an important meeting, my son. So after coming back from the office, I will take you to the movie theater. The son agreed. Father was little late, but he kept the word. He took his son to the movie theater, but the movie just started. Just started. So it was very dark and movie was going on. And father and the son went to the balcony, got a very nice seat, and started watching. Suddenly there is a fire, and the child started weeping. Dad, 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 come out from the hall. Please, please, please see. What a big fire. Father tried to console him. Oh, my son, it's a movie. No, 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 no. Can't you see there is a fire? Suddenly, in another scene, there was drops of rain. And the son started blaming his father that I told you that please bring umbrella with us and you did not listen to me. If I get drenched in that rain, see my all new clothes will be drenched. Oh my God, I can't think of. Father consoled him, my son, it's a movie. The knowledge came, this is a movie, this is not real, but I can't believe it. Rain is there, I'm saying. Then there is the famous and always unexpected, sometimes expected for some movies, intermission. Movie stopped and the whole hall gets lighted for 5 minutes. And son saw all the fire, all the rains had disappeared. There is only a curtain where everything was projected. Then father described him. Now can you understand, my son? All we were watching are nothing but the projection on this curtain. So the whole universe are nothing but the projection. What we will discuss in the next class. But today we are we will continue with some more discussions. That the thing is Turiya or pure consciousness is Atma, the true self of man, and all living beings Its nature is truth or satyam, knowledge or jnanam, and infinity, anantam, good and shivam, beauty or sundaram, peace, santam, shantam, and non-duality, advaitam, shantam, shivam, advaitam. It is the indestructible and unchanging essence in man. It is the immutable ground of the illusory experiences of waking, dreaming, and deep sleep. As the desert is the changeless ground of the illusion of the mirage, and the rope of its illusory snake, as waves and bubbles associated with the names and forms are seen to float on the immeasurable, serene, and homogeneous water of the ocean, so likewise the experiences of the three states are seen to subsist in Turiya. As when the illusory names and forms are discarded, when the true knowledge of desert comes, we see the mirage, but with its falsity. After knowledge, after gaining the knowledge, what is a mirage, how it forms with the refraction method, we see still. Even on the highway, when we go in a hot summer, we see some water wave on the road, but we know there is no water. So we see it with its falsity. So likewise, the experiences of the three states are seen to subsist in Turiya. As when the illusory names and forms are discarded, the mirage is realized as the desert, the snake is realized as the rope, and the waves and bubbles as the ocean. Because waves are nothing but the ocean. If someone else go to Puri Dham to see the beautiful sea or waves of Bay of Bengal, we can tell them that please bring some water of the ocean. But if we, with a love, affection, if we start demanding, please bring at least one wave for me, the person will be horrified. Hey, are you crazy? How should I bring wave? It's nothing but the ocean or sea. But we differentiate it as foam, as waves, as bubbles, but they are nothing but the ocean only. Likewise, when the names and forms are discarded, every experience in this whole universe, including this experience of this body, is regarded as Turiya or pure consciousness. Turiya alone is the reality behind all our day-to-day experience. The reality behind the universe is Turiya. It is the universe in its true essence, as the unmoving and unrelated screen gives connection and continuity to the disjoint pictures in a movie theater. So the attributeless, changeless, and witness like Turiya gives connection and continuity to the disjoint experiences of the ego in what we call our phenomenal life. Just see, every day Srishti Sthiti Pralaya happens, creation, suspension, and dissolution. When we sleep, all our gross world, subtle world, our whole ego, mind, intellect, everything drops. Again we wake up. But how we relate with our yesterday and today? Turiya is the substratum which acts as a thread. Life is not possible without the substratum of Turiya, which is the reality pervading the universe. Hari Om Tat Sat. Om